This is the LR Tech Trunks and Broly farming guide. I'm going to show you how to get him from the SSR rarity all the way to the LR rarity, LR Tech Trunks and Broly here in the fastest, most efficient way possible. SSR Trunks can be farmed in the quest story mode, Area 32 Stage 3. And you do want to make sure you farm him on the super difficulty, because that stage is going to give you the best chance at farming more copies at a time. Unfortunately, the drop rate for this guy is pretty horrendous. It's actually pain. But that's besides the point. If you do want this guy, you're definitely gonna have to go through a little bit of pain trying to farm him, because his drop rate is pretty bad. So, but I do recommend farming 29 copies. That's not very encouraging after what I just said. But if you want to raise his super attack for free and unlock his hidden potential and all that good stuff, you definitely want to farm 29 copies. Out of those 29 copies, 10 will be for the main copy here, so that you can raise a super attack to level 10. Another 10 will be for the second copy. You raise the second copy super attack to level 10, if you didn't know already. LR rarity cards go from super attack 10 to super attack level 20 when they get Dokkan Awaken to an LR. So then you do need to raise their super attack from level 10 to 20, you know, usually by using Elder Kais. But since this is a free-to-play unit, you can farm up enough copies for a second copy, and then Dokkan Awaken the second copy to an LR, and then feed that LR second copy into your main copy. And then I would recommend farming up a third copy to super attack level 5, so that when he does get an eventual easy A, because every unit will eventually get an easy A, it's inevitable, their super attack will raise from 20 to 25. And so if you farm up a third copy all the way to up to LR rarity and have its super attack at 5, you'll be able to feed that third copy in once, you know, this LR Tech Trunks and Broly eventually does get their easy A. And of course, 4 of them will be for the hidden potential paths to unlock those. When you Z Awaken this guy from an SSR to a UR, you can feed those, you know, 4 SSR copies into the UR Trunks right here and unlock his hidden potential paths. And then moving on, you do need to farm this awakening medal right here in order to Dokkan Awaken this SSR Trunks into the UR Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Broly here. The only way to obtain this Dokkan Awakening medal is in the Baba's treasure shop, and the only way to purchase these medals is with green incredible gems. And then there's a limited stack that you can purchase, and in that limited stack, each of these medals costs 1. And then there's an unlimited stack where you can purchase an unlimited amount of these medals, and each of those cost 2 incredible gems each. And so you'll need a total of 318 to purchase the first 318 medals in the limited stack, because that's how many medals you need to Dokkan Awaken 1 copy of this SSR Trunks into the TUR Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Broly. Going back to this right here, if you decide to follow this format and want to raise his super attack completely for free, you will need to farm enough green incredible gems, and we'll get to that a little bit later in this video on how to farm these as efficiently as possible. You'll need to farm up enough green incredible gems to purchase from the unlimited stack another 318 times 2, which would be 636 more of these medals. And so you'll need 1,272 green incredible gems there in order to get enough medals to Dokkan Awaken the second and third copy into the TUR Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Broly. I know it seems like a lot. It's a little bit daunting when you see the numbers, but it's actually not too bad in the grand scheme of things. So just stay with me here. And so that brings us to here. You will need a total of 1,590 green incredible gems in order to get enough of these medals to Dokkan Awaken all 3 of your copies of this Trunks here into the TUR Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Broly. And then once you have them Dokkan Awaken into this TUR, you will need to Dokkan Awaken TUR into an LR Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Broly here. And you will need this medal right here. Once again, this medal can only be purchased in the Baba's treasure shop with green incredible gems, and you have a limited stack where you can purchase this amount for a limited number of times, which again the number is 318, and each of those will cost 3 green incredible gems. And then you have an unlimited stack, and each of those will cost 6 green incredible gems. You will need a total of 954 to purchase the limited stack to Dokkan Awaken your main copy, and then you will need 3,816 green incredible gems to purchase from the unlimited stack to Dokkan Awaken your second and third copy into the LR. And so at that point, you will need a total of 4,770 green incredible gems to purchase enough of these Dokkan Awakening medals, the LR Dokkan Awakening medals, to Dokkan Awaken all 3 of your copies to the LR rarity here. So at this point, you know, you will have a main copy at Super Attack level 10, a second copy at Super Attack level 10. Also, I would like to note that your main copy should already have his hidden potential paths unlocked. So you should have done that in the beginning when you Z-Awaken this guy into a UR. That way you can feed 4 of the SSR copies into its hidden potential path system. And then you'll have a second copy at Super Attack level 10 for the free SA leveling, and then a third copy at Super Attack level 5 for the inevitable EZA that this unit will be getting at some point in the future. So you'll just have this third copy sitting in the box until then for the EZA SA leveling for free. You will need a total of 6,360 green incredible gems to purchase both the TUR and LR Dokkan Awakening medals. And the best and most efficient ways to farm green incredible gems are these stages right here. And so I have these 2 stages because there's a little bit different focus on each stage. In Area 33 Stage 1, you do farm more green incredible gems at one time, each time you clear this stage. And there's only one fight against Cooler. And so you can farm more green incredible gems at a faster and more efficient rate in Area 33 Stage 1. And in Area 31 Stage 4, there are actually, I think, 4 fights, 4 stop sign fights. While you do farm green incredible gems in this stage, you do farm significantly less green incredible gems each time, and so it's less efficient in green incredible gem farming. But since it has more fights, you are able to link level at the same time more efficiently. And on top of that, you know, this stage does give you a few blue incredible gems. So you do get more green incredible gems than blue, but you still get blue at the same time. Every once in a while, it'll drop some blue ones. Simply put, if you want to just straight up focus on farming green incredible gems at a faster and more efficient rate, choose Area 33 Stage 1. If you want to focus on link leveling as well as farm green incredible gems, choose Area 31 Stage 4. I personally do 31 Stage 4 because I like to make sure I'm link leveling my characters and making them stronger, as well as, you know, getting green incredible gems. And then I have a note down here: use your stamina boosts. Just make sure you're using those stamina boosts when you're doing these stages, so that you can get more green incredible gems at a time. And then moving on to, you know, kind of their kit and how you should potentially build their hidden potential system. So I would say their super attack and ultra super attack doesn't really play a huge factor into how you want to build them, but I have it here just in case you want to read them and kind of, you know, piece together on how you want to build them personally. But these are, you know, a couple of my recommendations. So as you can see, I have some phrases here highlighted in yellow, and then, you know, this phrase down here highlighted in orange. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll start with the yellow here. I'm not going to read the whole kit, but these are, you know, some things I want you to focus on. So when they randomly change key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres as a first or third attacker in a turn at the start of turn. So it's a little bit of RNG there, because each time a unit, or each time you come back to a rotation, you don't get to choose which starting position they have. So they are an orb changer, but with, you know, with some RNG involved. And then they launch 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. So he has built-in additionals. They have built-in additionals. And then they have a built-in high chance of performing a critical hit. So if you are basing it, you know, basing their build off of that part of their kit, I would recommend doing evasion. Now they're going to automatically, once you rainbow them, automatically have 11 critical because tech units favor critical. So you know, if you were to put all your points into dodge here, you should end up with 15 dodge and 11 critical. The reason why I think that's a pretty good build for them is because when you're focusing on this part of their kit effect, or you're thinking about, you know, how the RNG will affect them. And so if you want to leave them in the first or third slot, so you can get the rainbow key spheres and everything like that, you'll probably want to have evasion on them. Since they have built-in additionals and built-in crit, I don't think they need additionals necessarily, and they especially don't need crit because, like I said, tech favors crit anyway. You're gonna end up with 11 crit in their hidden potential system anyway. But if you were to focus on the orange highlighted part, which is plus an additional attack and defense, plus 31%, and reduces damage received by 8% within the same turn with each super attack performed. So within the same turn, so they don't keep this damage reduction. They have to perform multiple super attacks to get that 8% for each super attack, and it only lasts for that turn. And so if you were basing, you know, their build off of this right here, obviously they have the built-in additionals. If you were want to play it a little more safe with the damage reduction side of things in their kit, definitely go with additionals here. And I don't think you can go wrong with additionals or evasion. Those are just two of my recommendations. You know, I think it just depends on how you want to use this unit. Obviously, damage reduction is very, very good, but, you know, maybe you want to focus on more of the offensive side of things and choose evade. Well, evasion's a more defensive thing, but, you know, primarily this is a very, very offensive unit. But they do have some defense built into their kit and possibly into their hidden potential system if you choose so. Take your pick. This is probably the build I'm going to go with, just because I would rather have that damage reduction, or have a higher chance of getting that, you know, more damage reduction within that turn. And if you decide that one of these two builds isn't for you, you can go ahead and change it later, because they are a free-to-play character, and so you are able to farm up more copies and change your hidden potential nodes around and allocate those points elsewhere if you need to. And then the very last thing that I would recommend doing is farming their skill orbs. Now, there's general skill orbs for all units, there's skill orbs for certain categories, and then there's EX skill orbs for specific characters. There's very few instances where this happens, but in this case, you are able to farm up EX skill orbs specifically and only for the LR Tech Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Broly. And so these skill orbs can be farmed in Area 32 Stage 7, so that'll be for the gold slotted skill orbs. The silver slotted skill orbs can be farmed in Area 32 Stage 6, and then the bronze slotted skill orbs can be farmed in Area 32 Stage 5. I would say this is more of an optional thing, because you do get skill orbs in other areas of the game. You can get really, really good skill orbs for these guys, though. If you're willing to take the time and farm these up, you can get really, really good skill orbs specifically for these guys. I would recommend this, but you don't have to. It's not necessary. It's not required for them to have a decent build for you. You can use other skill orbs that you get throughout the game in other ways that aren't specifically tailored towards these guys, and they'll do just fine. But if you're really wanting to hone in on their potential, definitely farm up, you know, their specific skill orbs in these areas and stages. Yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content, or if this video helped you out at all. And I'll catch you on the next one.